Now I want to tell you about where you should regularly plan, record and declare your continuing professional development or CPD. Now in this area you'll be able to set yourself personal development goals, record achieving them and ask your mentor or line manager for feedback on what you've achieved, giving you an ongoing record of your development. So to start with, if you click on CPD in the top menu, choose CPD plan reports and mentor feedback and click on new plan. Here we want to give it a name, so something like CPD 2023 would be fine. We need to add a start date, so whenever that is, and an end date, so it might be a few months' time. And you've got the opportunity as well to put a reminder for when you next want to review your development plan with your mentor or line manager. So we could do that in, let's say, a few months, a couple of months' time. So we'll put the reminder date in and then save that plan into the system. So you've got a CPD plan for 2023. Next, go back to CPD again in the top menu. Click on Plan and Record your CPD. So you've got two tabs here. So if you tick on the Goals tab, you can set a new goal for yourself. Of course, you need to give the goal a name. This goal for me, as an example, is going to be a training course. I'm just going to put X training course in there. I need to explain what the goal is about, so I need to explain all about the training course. Just for speed, I'm just going to put X in there because that's what it's about, but you will put much more information in there, of course. Now, throughout Career Manager, you have these little I boxes. I just want to tell you about those. So if you hover over the I box, then it'll show you that that's for help. So if I click on that, then you'll get some help and guidance for what you're doing at that point in Career Manager. So you've got here setting goals, and it's all about setting SMART goals. So this is some guidance for what you're actually doing at this part of Career Manager. So if I close that down, next thing I'll need to do is give the training course a target date. Well, I'm going on this training course on the 29th of September, so I'm going to give that as the target date and save my goal into the system. Next, when I've been on the course, obviously I want to record that activity. So go back in, click on the Activities tab, and then you want to record that activity. Now, sometimes IET-related activities, such as certain courses and events, have quick codes that you're provided with, which you can use into the system, put them into the system, and it will populate some of the details for you. Assuming we haven't got a quick code here, it's an non-IET related training course, and then all I'm going to do is add the activity type, which from a drop-down menu. And you can see it's the different areas of where I can engage in CPD. And at the IET, we use the acronym T-Wave. So you can see that relates to each of T-Waves there, each of the options that you have to remember the different types of CPD activities. So T-Waves, training course, work experience, academic vocational qualifications, volunteering, event or seminar, and self-study. Okay, so this one's obviously a training course. And give it the title again, X training course. I'm going to give a brief description because we're doing things at speed here. So I'm just going to put X there. The start date was the 29th. It was a one-day course, so I completed it on the 29th. Okay. Now you should also indicate how many hours you spent on that activity. You can use the up or down buttons here, but I'm going to say it was a 5-hour course. And you can connect this activity to one of your goals by clicking on Pin to Goal and selecting the goal from the drop-down list. So of course, there is a goal in there for X training course, so that's what I want to pin it to. And then a little bit further down, you can then add some reflection on the activity. And this is basically an explanation of what knowledge and what else you actually got from that activity. And if you need to know how to complete that bit, then there's some reflection tips and suggestions, again, by using the I help box there. So I'm not going to put anything in there just for speed, but you could reflect on what you actually got from that activity. So then the next thing you want to do is hit save. Okay, so next we want to go back to CPD again in the top menu. Go back to CPD plan reports and mentor feedback. And then what we want to do is click on this little icon here to add mentor or line manager. You can add their name and their email address in there. So as an example, I'm going to use my own name. So I'm going to actually act as the mentor in this example, even though it's obviously me who's recorded the CPD plan as well. So I'm acting as the mentor and mentee for this example. So I'm going to put my own email address in there. So I can, so basically I'm going to show you what the mentor sees and what the mentor does to add the feedback. So I save the mentor details into the system, and then the next thing I do as the mentee is click on this little paper airplane link to send link for feedback, and that also generates an email to my mentor or my line manager, and their email address is there. So then they can be completed against your goals. So if I just quickly go into my emails, you see there's a message from Career Manager saying Paul Stevens requested that I take a look at their CPD plan and provide some feedback. So I can click on that link. And it's a link to a guest version of Career Manager, so I can start my feedback as the mentor. So I can review that, this is my mentee, this is my report, and click on next, and they can have a look at what is still to do there. So there's the X training course, so it could be that's been completed, so it would be underdone. But anyway, what I would do then is review what the activity had been either to do or complete. Usually it will be complete, but we haven't got to that date yet. So it's just showing us it's still to do. But generally, you get the idea. I would leave my feedback in here. So it'd be good job. Just the speed, obviously. And I'd save that information into the system. And then click on next. Agree to that statement, and I'll submit my feedback. Get a nice thank you there from Career Manager. So if I go back to Career Manager, and I'm still in the CPD area as if I'm my CPD plan as the mentee, and it won't show until I refresh the page. If I refresh the page, you can see that feedback is complete, and I can actually view that feedback. So we've got a good job there. Okay, now Career Manager is also the place where you write your professional registration application form and submit it to the IT online for assessment. When you're ready to do that, the IT provide regular webinars explaining exactly how. And that basically starts by going to professional registration and fellowship, applying for professional registration, choosing the framework you're applying for, and beginning to complete the application form.